Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 leaks. No, I'm not talking about the playlist, but real quick, if you don't know what I mean by that, yesterday, the official Bandai Namco Southeast Asia YouTube channel created a playlist. Here we even have an image of it. I also created a video about this yesterday morning. We have the video proof, correct? They titled the playlist Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and within the playlist was the Age 1000 trailer that they revealed at Genkidama Matsuri. Did Bandai Namco accidentally, or even officially, leak that Age 1000 is going to be Xenoverse 3? Some people in the community are taking this as confirmation. Others are basically waiting for an official trailer. They might be revealing all of that at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2026. They already came out and said we're going to be getting even more info in regards to this game at that event. So stay tuned to the channel because y'all already know I'll be covering everything that happens there frame one. The leaks I'm talking about are going to be the ones that were provided by Clifford or Lewis over on Twitter. Shoutouts to them. The reason why this is interesting to me because this came out before the Age 1000 trailer and also before the Dragon Ball Games Twitter page announcement that they'll be revealing a new Dragon Ball game. If we go down here, this came out October 16th, very early in the morning, 3 a.m. my time. They announced that Genkidama Matsuri is going to be happening the same day, October 16th. And then again, the Dragon Ball Games page tweeted out that a new game is on the horizon. So that very well could be a coincidence, but I mainly just want to compare these Xenoverse 3 leaks that we have here to the Project Age 1000 trailer and the additional details that we got from it afterwards at the Genkidama Matsuri events. These could correlate to Project Age 1000. Could be very interesting, so without further ado, please make sure to drop a like on today's video, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you're new around here, I'll greatly appreciate it, and let's jump straight into it. So, information about Xenoverse 3 that I obtained from a reliable source in Japan and that I can now share. By the way, do keep in mind, these are just leaks. Nothing is 100% confirmed, at least coming from this info that we're about to cover. But first bullet points does say, well in development. It already lines up with Project Age 1000. They did confirm in the actual live stream that they've been working on this for some while. Of course, we have Hirano-san, the original producer of Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, as well as Akio Ioku, the Capsule Corporation CEO, attending this specific panel here. They're the ones who gave us the additional info. Afterwards, it does say more elements and settings were packed into Age 1000 than in any other game before, essentially, which is crazy. Mr. Toriyama has put a lot of work into this, and that's another cool detail. Toriyama himself actually worked on Project Age 1000, so this game is just going to be even better, right? And I think Hirano-san over here on the right did confirm that this game has been in development for about 6 or 7 years. Let's get that confirmation right here. Yeah, in development for 6 to 7 years now, including the initial concept. That's a very long time. Just to put this in perspective real quick, Sparking Zero, we all know that game looks great with the graphics, animations, the cutscenes for the Supers and Ultimates, the gameplay is fun, the Unreal Engine 5, all that took about 5 years to develop, right? We got the official confirmation from multiple interviews that happened leading up to the game. Jun Furutani, the producer of Sparking Zero, mentioned it himself. So this is taking 6 to 7, probably the longest development for a Dragon Ball game, at least to my knowledge, because if we take a look at Xenoverse 2, that game took about 2 years to develop after Xenoverse 1. And if this truly is the sequel to Xenoverse 2, also known as Xenoverse 3, 7 years of development is insane, bro. That huge time skip compared to Xenoverse 2 and its 2-year development, this is about to be the best Dragon Ball game of all time, and I'm here for it. So again, going back to the leaks, well, in development, I would say they got that right. Next bullet points, many delays and some aspects have been completely restarted from scratch. That's great to hear because, as we all know, Xenoverse 2 is infamous for its netcode. It's very glitchy, buggy, even if you have a 5-bar connection going up against another 5-bar connection, it's still going to be a bit wonky. So if the netcode is one of the things that they restarted from the ground up for Xenoverse 3, then already this game is a 10 out of 10. That's like one of the main criticisms within the Xenoverse community. Fix the netcode. They have tried their best to do all of that, but maybe they've got it down. Or maybe, yeah, as I said, they had to restart that specific category from scratch. So please let that be one of them. We need the online to be nothing but top tier stuff. To be fair, the entire online environment in general for Xenoverse 3 needs to be superior to Xenoverse 2 in every way. If it is going to be a more proper MMORPG, I guess, you know, the open world aspect or the hub world, that needs to be working flawlessly, because you already know everybody's going to be signing in at once. And this just gives me a bit more hope, because in Xenoverse 2 they did reuse a lot of the assets from Xenoverse 1. The models in Xenoverse 2 are basically a decade old, right? The Goku, the basic cast characters, you can tell they've been improving, because with the recent Xenoverse 2 DLC character models, it screams Xenoverse 3 in my personal opinion. Hopefully the characters in Xenoverse 3 are better than even the Xenoverse 2 DLC character models. That would be too epic, but graphically very beautiful. Now this one is probably a given. Any game that drops in 2026, 2027 or beyond should be graphically beautiful. But talking specifically about Dragon Ball here, we do have the trailer, and I would say that lines up perfectly well as well. Now, to be fair, this is just a trailer. This is probably a pre-rendered video or cutscene, not necessarily the in-game graphics. But just going based off of this, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Xenoverse 2 pre-rendered cutscenes, the videos. You guys know the epic animations. They provide a ton of those within the DLCs. You guys know what I'm talking about if you play Xenoverse 2. This reminds me of that. I've even seen some people compare this to Dragon Ball Super Super Hero. It kind of has that same 2D/3D look to it, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I'm no developer, so I don't know the correct terminology, but it looks great graphically. That lines up with the leaks. Look at the board go! Great Saiyaman 3 or 7. And then we got a random CAC that pulls up. Dude, this trailer, I've seen this about 1,000 times. Look at that. This screams Xenoverse 3. He's literally time skipping to different ages, going up to age 1000, which is this variant of Goku right here. Hey, we will be playing day 1. Spiked up Super Saiyan hair in Xenoverse 3 confirmed. Look at him. Bro, they confirmed Potara earrings. Not really. But look, he's wearing earrings, so hopefully we can actually wear Potara in Xenoverse 3. Why wasn't that a thing in Xenoverse 2? Bro, they fumbled. Anyway, a playable version already exists. Bro, how come it's not released or available to the public? So, since the game has been in development for 7 years, and also depends on when this game is going to be dropping, I'm sure there will be some sort of playable demo, beta, whatever you want to call it, in the next several months. Because do keep in mind, it's already been confirmed that this game is going to be releasing sometime during 2027. It could be early, in the middle, or even late 2027. You know, since I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together, there very well could be a playable demo, maybe early 2027. It just depends when the game releases, right? Because if we take a look at Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2, yes, we had open betas for both Xenoverse games, so I'm sure they'll keep up the tradition and make one for Xenoverse 3. That's just speculation, though. Releases in 2027 or 2028. Again, this came out before the trailer or the additional details, so they technically got that right as well. Again, going back here, set for 2027. Now, they did went ahead and doubled down in regards to the release dates. It says here, regarding the release, we would be looking at 2027. So, with the official confirmation by Dragon Ball Games Twitter page and this leaked info over here, it very well could be late 2027, just because If it is early next year, that's only 12 months away, and that sounds too good to be true. I'm assuming we're going to be waiting even longer than that, so late 2027 makes a bit more sense to me. If we take a look at the history of the Dragon Ball games release dates, it's usually the beginning of the year or the end of the year when they drop. So, for example, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. This came out early 2015, February. Xenoverse 2 came out late 2016, October. And we're going to be using the North America release date just because I'm over here in the US. Dragon Ball FighterZ, we're also just going to be going over the main Dragon Ball games, not necessarily the mobile ones. This came out early 2018. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, early 2020, January. The next game, Dragon Ball The Breakers, October 2022. Sparking Zero, October 2024. And Genki Dama Matsuri, I don't think this is one of the main Dragon Ball video games, but I'm just including it anyway. September. Right, so again, February, October, January, October. Usually the first quarter or the fourth quarter of the year. So the leak is saying late 2027, so it very well could be October, November, or December. Ooh, it's kind of cool to think about, man. But don't get me wrong, if it is early quarter one, obviously that's way superior in every way. We just get to play the game that much sooner. So going back to the graphics, once again, double down because I think originally graphically very beautiful. Okay, so that's given, very broad. Then he clarifies the game would adopt a cell shading style. However, it's to be confirmed. So going back to that trailer, I'm not sure if this counts because again, it is a pre-rendered video, but is this utilizing the cell shaded look or style? I'm no developer again, so don't know what I'm looking at. It's very hard to tell. If we had the gameplay, then obviously it would be a lot easier to decipher. DBZ Kakarot, Sparking Zero, they use the cell shaded style, right? It would be cool if Xenoverse adopts that look, just because with Xenoverse 1, Xenoverse 2, the dipped in oil style, nobody's fond of it. You know what I mean? Ever since day one, people have been complaining about it, so I'm sure they're now aware that we would like an update. And I like the wording to this specific graphic leak right here, because they said the game would adopt a cell shaded style. Because the prequels, the Xenoverse 1 and 2, again, didn't necessarily use that style. So now they're going to be adopting it for Xenoverse 3. So the wording, I just like it to make sense, you know what I mean? In my opinion, it's too early for us to have an announcement at Geek Matsuri. You know, that's just him giving his thoughts. But this very well could have been Xenoverse 3 the entire time. We did get that quote-unquote official leak. The only reason why I'm calling this an official leak is because it's not coming from DBS Hype, DBS Chronicles, or any other reliable leaker in the community, right? This is literally from Bandai Namco themselves, hence me calling it an official leak. Anyway, let me know down below in comments what you guys think about all of this. The leaks, do they line up with Project Age 1000 / Xenoverse 3? I think they do, especially, you know, some of them like well in development. We got confirmation of that. And the release itself, right? They got that correct before they confirmed that. So is Project Age 1000 Xenoverse 3? Again, let me know down below what you guys think. This is it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace!